What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Guys, we all know that the East Coast and West Coast rap war was the biggest beef in the history of hip hop. I was in high school at the time, and it really stemmed between two groups. Bad Boy Entertainment and Death Row, all right? And we all know about that, historic Source Award beef when, Snoop Dogg came up there, was like, y'all don't love us, and Suge Knight was like, if you want to come to a label, you want to, you don't want to have a CEO all in the videos, all on the songs, come to Death Row. That was iconic, right? Nobody would predict that both of those guys, 30 years later, would be in serious trouble in jail. No one would have thought. And they went to jail for different reasons, okay? Now, Suge Knight has been in jail for murder for, almost like going on 11 or 12 years, or even longer than that. And Suge Knight is gonna release some information about Diddy. And of course, Suge Knight was in the industry. He got, receipts on everybody, allegedly, things like that. But I'm gonna let Suge Knight talk about what he knows, and we're gonna come back.
Okay, look at it like this. I look at real plain and simple. Ain't no whistleblower. Facts is there. But right now, I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Rick Ross, I don't care if it's Jay, I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's Game, I don't care if it's Dre. Nobody's stepping up on the fact that you know what's going on.
Nobody's defending him.
You're right. Guys at Interscope.
You're right.
Okay.
Nobody is defending him, but that's why I was interested in hearing your perspective.
Okay, but you had a guy named Tubby, used to work for Interscope. This guy's job was to bring underage girls and girls to have sex with employees and other artists, to the point where his friend got caught. How they raided Puffy House for sex trafficking, they raided his friend's house for sex trafficking.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
He never was an artist.
Sure. Can you say something? Can you say something
you really
positive?
Look at the whole situation.
Because you only got.
Everything I'm saying is positive. And I got to hand him a call right back.
All right, Suge, you call back. Do you think that Diddy?
He can do so.
Do you think Diddy knows enough that it's a very delicate balance that maybe investigators will want to know these other names and greatly reduce his exposure to criminality, to time, versus what people would do to keep him quiet?
Number one, I've been knowing him a long time, and we was friends. We're not enemies, but we were friends. He's not a dummy, so he's smart enough to work his magic. On top of that, this man right here, he's been involved with the FBI and most of his career. Shit, he got powerful people. One of his partners who started his company with drug money, President Obama, got him out of prison. So it's not like he don't have no moves. So I don't think nobody should just count him out. I don't think he gonna lay down and just crawl in the corner and die. He probably going through a lot of shit right now because he probably going through a lot of withdrawals for the drugs. But the industry got him on drugs. My artist, one of the worst mistakes I could have made was protecting my artist is doing a deal at Interscope. When my artist used to pull up in valet, the Murdoch building, they'd get out, they'd smell like weed. When they clothes smell like weed. When they made it to any office, it would smell like weed. Those guys, for my artists, they introduced cocaine to my artists. So once they got on cocaine, once they got on drugs, once they got on alcohol, and that's when the weird stuff happened. And I think that's what took Puffy down that lane. Then you got to remember, Clyde Davis, Russell Simmons, Andre Arell.
Simon, come on.
You better believe it. Alcohol, drugs. He compromised his manhood. Because he was taught that. He got Usher as a kid. They never recorded no songs, but alcohol, drugs, sex. Justin Bieber, And see, they do these things to take control. They're not doing, there's nothing wrong with being gay. If you choose to be gay, that's your preference. But they're doing this to people for control. It's a power situation.
So basically, as you can hear, Suge is pretty much saying that, Diddy had somebody getting people, which I can't prove or whatever. And one of the things is that, in jail, he might be suffering from drug withdrawal. Now, people might want to know, why is Suge? How does he know this? Is it a conspiracy? And there's another person that came on in this interview that he gave with this news outlet, and that person says this.
I don't want to diss Suge, but there's no indication in the indictment that any of that is true. There's no indication, there was also a presser that was done today by Gloria Allred, and that, at least most of what I heard, seems to be demonstrably undercut by the facts. And I don't know how Suge Knight, Chris, you would know, when was he remanded into custody? What year was that?
Oh, at least 10 years ago. At least 10 years ago.
I think longer than that. And, I actually represented Suge's lawyer, Matt Fletcher, who they came after a couple of years ago on that other case. Suge is in a tough spot, and I like Suge, and Suge got, I think, jobbed on his last case, but I don't think Suge has got any insight into anything that's happened in the last 10 years other than the usual conspiracy scuttlebutt. I haven't seen anything that gives me any indication otherwise.
So again, I'm not necessarily sure if, Suge knows what he's talking about, but I will say this. I think that Suge know a lot more than what we give him credit for, okay? That whole idea about Diddy being in drugs, that must be somewhat true. Diddy allegedly is not eating right now. Diddy's having problems with that. So allegedly that must have some truth to it. That must have some truth to it. But the reality, when you look at both of these men, it's a bunch of missed opportunity with the both of them. And see, that is what is not being talked about, and that is what is not being discussed. These guys missed an opportunity doing whatever they wanted to do. Now they're both in jail, okay? Who would have thought? Suge is in jail talking about somebody else that's in jail. Guys who could have made a lot of money, together, but just could not stay out of their own way. And in some cases, still relatively immature, doing stupid things. I want to tell guys something, and I want you guys to get it because I love you, okay? Don't end up being like either one of these guys. They both did it differently. They both did it their way. They didn't do it the right way. Look at where they're at. Look at where they're at. They lost everything. Diddy's about to lose everything. Okay, the majority of the money he worked for, he lost. Look at the opportunity Diddy lost. First of all, Diddy had to sell Revolt. Bad Boy is done. He still got publishing rights and all that, but he'll probably end up selling that too, right? Then the whole Diageo deal with Ciroc, done. His tequila, done. Had to get rid of that, okay? Diddy was getting all kind of money from just Ciroc. Let me just tell you how powerful Ciroc was. I'm in Uganda, right? Ciroc is considered a luxury vodka in East Africa. It's not that, maybe like in the United States, but Diddy made Ciroc pop. We're gonna give him his credit. Diddy made Ciroc pop. Do you know that Ciroc sales out here like crazy? They have a Ciroc brunch, every month. It is bananas, all right? It is bananas. It goes in. It goes crazy. And you know what? When somebody was buying a bottle of Ciroc everywhere, it was already on. That was money that was just coming to him. I think he had a Dos Migos tequila. It's already coming to him. All you had to do is sit back and collect. But again, you could not stay out of people's cheeks. You just couldn't stay out of folks' cheeks. Now, Suge Knight with all of his debauchery had a run, had a whole West Coast behind him. Could have been doing everything. Can't stay out of trouble. You know what I mean? And these guys are old. Like, it's not like they young dudes doing this. These dudes in their 40s and their 50s getting caught up doing this. Still haven't learned nothing. And I hope you guys understand that you black men out there, if this would happen to them, it'd definitely happen to your ass. For sure. All right? For sure. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Suge Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.